not saying just too short, too small.
Okay,
small. You know, because Russell is small, but Russell's stout.
He
right?
is
He's got a little
stout.
thickness to him.
Yep.
Drew Brees
For a while,
small,
he had
but
too much thickness. But go ahead.
Drew Brees wasn't tiny. Bryce is just so small, right? And I've always said to myself, yes, he played in the SEC. I get it. The SEC is not the National Football League. When you look at him last night, it just felt like he was very uncomfortable, even though he had a calm demeanor to himself. He engineered a drive late in the game against a 2-minute defense. 2-minute defenses, they allow you to catch the ball in front of. Why that is, I don't know. Why don't they just stick with the same game plan that got them there? They allow people to, it's supposed to be a bend, don't break type situation. They gave up the goods, made the game close.
They did.
I don't know that it's going to work out in Carolina. I hope it does. I hope it works out for the young man. But there's a reason that undersized quarterbacks, don't tell me Russell Wilson and don't tell me no damn Drew Brees. Undersized quarterbacks have struggled to be successful long-term in the National Football League. It's a big man's league. It's just the reality of it. It's the reality of it. That's why the one thing that they do with a guy like this is they try to push the pocket, they get their hands up, and they want people on the perimeter. He couldn't run away from none of the defenders last night when he scrambled.
I hear you, Key. I hear you, but it's not because of his size. You know, I think he did a good job when he had time in the pocket. He delivered the ball accurately. His arm looked good. It was lively. I mean, that same thing is true for Deshaun Watson. We just watched clips of Deshaun Watson. They pushed the pocket. They batted down at least 4 balls of Deshaun Watson's, and he's much taller than Bryce Young, and I don't know how many of his balls got batted at the line of scrimmage. So it's not just about he's slight. He's slight. Now, he's on pace.
Slight.
Yeah, he's super slight. So he's on pace to get sacked 51 times if they keep not blocking the defenders like they are. And so that is what I'm concerned about, because it just takes one. It just takes one 330-pound man landed on you the wrong way, and your season is a lot different.
There's no question about his ability when he has the time. The problem is they're not going to give him the time. They're not defenses. The New Orleans Saints are not going to sit back there and just say, okay, we're not going to rush you. They're going to rush you. They're going to try to take advantage of your weakness right now, which is your offensive line. You just mentioned, Richard, if somebody were to land on him, okay, that's problematic because he's a smaller frame guy, and these dudes are big. One of the things that always scares me about smaller guys is, and then when he was getting drafted, I said, okay, they're double teaming Quentin Williams. I'm just using him as an example because he's a man child. He's being double teamed, but he can somehow reach through that double team and grab Bryce. He can't grab Josh Allen and pull him down. He can't grab Lamar Jackson and pull him down, but he can reach through and barely grab Bryce and pull him down because of his size. I don't like small quarterbacks. I'm on record saying it, and I'm not hiding it. I don't like small quarterbacks because I believe I have a better advantage being able to see the ball come out as a receiver from a taller dude that throws over. You know, it's my preference. Doesn't make it right. It's just my preference.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, there's been successful big quarterbacks. There's been bad big quarterbacks.
Yeah, I take my chance with the big one, though.
Pause. I don't pause him. But I think Bryce Young is going to be good if they can find an offensive line to protect him and more weapons on the outside. The only true NFL receiver that has any kind of history is Thielen. And even Minnesota was ready to move on from Thielen. So
100 years old.
Right. Which
34.
is so if you give him more weapons, you will have more success. But I don't think his size is going to matter outside of the injury risk.
Agreed. I'm going to go on record as saying Keyshawn Johnson will be proven wrong by this kid.
Okay.
This kid is made of the right stuff. Intangibles are off the charts. Durability has been off the charts at Alabama. They raved about how he's more put together than you're giving him credit for because he took his pounding in the SEC, and I know it's college football, but it is the highest level of college football. He took his shots, and he jumped back up and kept firing.
I get that,
All right?
Skip. I'm not discounting the SEC.
He was overmatched last night against a top 3 defense. You picked New Orleans to win it all this year, and I did not laugh at your pick. We're going to discuss it a little later in the show. That defense is really savvy and experienced and wily and good. They play coordinated defense like nobody does. They are together, and Dennis Allen is one of the best defensive. I'm not sure about him as a head coach, but man, he can flat out coach defense. Do you realize what that defense used to do to Tom Brady just over the last 3 years? They took him all apart. I'm looking at these games that Brady played against them. He lost his first 4 regular season games to that defense. And at home, he had one QBR, it's 0 to 100. He had one QBR of 4 on a Sunday night at home. And then he had another one of 24 at home because they had his number. So if you take a little tiny Bryce in his second NFL start and you put him behind a shaky offensive line against that pass rush and that scheme, and you say, you can't run the football at all. Every running play was like, I'm going to hand it off to Miles Sanders right here, and he's going to run into 3 New Orleans Saints within 1 second, and he's going to go nowhere. That's our running game.
You realize y'all need to change your voice, Skip.
that was different.
I just speak my real voice. I was trying to do my white man's voice. Okay, so the point is, wrong place, wrong time.
Yes.
And what did I tell you at the end of the show yesterday? He has the worst group of weapons in the National Football League.
I
because
hear all that.
there's just Adam Thielen or bust. Like DJ Chark can run, but he's not a receiver. He doesn't run routes. He doesn't get open. He did catch one ball later last night. And listen, Bryce hung in there and threw 4 or 5 really good balls where it raised your eyebrows. Oh, there he is, because he's got a live arm and an accurate arm.
Always get an all from some Zach Wilson. You're gonna always get that because they have some ability.
Yeah.
When you talk about long-term success,
I got it.
You're not drafted as the number 1 overall pick at the quarterback position to give a moment here, a moment there.
Okay.
You're drafted as the number 1 overall pick to be the bookend franchise quarterback for 10, 15 years, right? Now you say, well, okay, you got to give him time. Yes, but based on his size, if he's getting hit and sacked and this, that, and the other, you have to know that you're not going to be able to withstand that and build a team around him to be successful. When you get smaller quarterbacks like that, he has intangibles, right? A lot of intangibles. Outside the intangibles, from physical gifts, what does he have? I can tell you Kyler Murray has physical gifts.
He does.
When he's healthy and he needed to scramble and get out of there, oh, my goodness.
Did you just watch? The man just ran a 26-yard run.
He had to run up the gate.
Okay,
He had to run up the gate
what
with
are we
fake with the
talking about?
slide, and he kept going. If them dudes are chasing him.
One second. Because, Kyler, you're doing this. Kyler Murray does not play as well as Bryce has in the past 2 games. Bryce Young has delivered. I saw the first pass we showed. Bryce looked right into pressure, 2 unblocked pass rushers, and threw a dime. He's going to have some issues. But like you said, Tom really struggled with that.
Really
the game you're talking about is when he lost Chris Godwin because he threw it, and Chris Godwin tore his ACL. I was there.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I was there. They had our number every single time.
Remember, Tom got so upset he ran to Dennis Allen on the sideline when Dennis was the coordinator and said, go F yourself. Right? He's just screaming at him.
He was frustrated because he just didn't have answers for that defense.
No.
And the kid had answers yesterday. He was running, he was throwing it.
Look, late in the game, he answers for a prevent defense, Sherman. Come on now. That defense was playing soft and 10 yards off the receivers, letting them catch the football in front of them. Over the course of that game, he has to scramble. One scramble. Up the gut, where he faked out the defender and kept going for an extra 10 yards or so.
Okay.
What I was saying about having a special gift to smaller quarterbacks, for the most part, when Russell Wilson was young, he can get out of harm's way with no problem at all. Kyler Murray, no matter what you think about his ability and how his size, that little joker can run. And that's all I'm saying. Bryce Young struggled to scramble and get out of situations last night as I was watching. A defender, a defensive back, chased him down and got him from the backside.
What do you mean, a defensive back? A defensive back should get him.
No. But when you are small like that, if you had elite speed at that size, them defenders, defensive linemen, and those type of dudes ain't getting to you. They not getting to Lamar. They not getting to Kyler Murray like that, chasing him down from the backside. That's my only point.
I can show you clips of Vita Vea getting to Kyler Murray. But what I'm saying is this is a league of incredible athletes. He can scramble. He can move around. What he's trying to do is be a disciplined quarterback in the pocket and deliver the ball. He is not taking the easy route out. He's trying to say, hey, I'm going to stand here and get better. I'm going to deliver the ball where it's supposed to be. I'm not going to I'm not going to scramble around and run around. I'm going to stand here strong and try to do my best to deliver the ball. It's 2 games into the season. You cannot say 2 games.
Of course you're going to give him time. It's only 2 games in the season. I just gave Keyshawn time with 2 games in the season. My whole point is, can this be sustainable till you get help? Or will he put himself in, or will the offensive line put itself in harm's way? With a bigger quarterback, you don't worry about that as much. You don't worry about whether or not 8 games he's going to get beat up. He's going to get bruised up. Come on, man. The dude 5'10", 190 pounds, soaking wet on a rainy day.
Everybody worries about it for every quarterback. Every single sack that a quarterback takes, 32 of them, they coaches are holding their breath like, is he getting up? All right. Burrows, when he takes hits, they like, is he getting up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keyshawn, do you remember the day you and Lil Wayne sitting right there laughed at me when I said Bryce Young can move? When he needs to, he can move. You just laughed at me.
I'm still laughing.
He just made the safety completely miss. He can make you miss, but he moves to throw like Shador does. The reason he got caught from behind, he's looking to throw the football. He's not taking off. He can run just fine. He can make you, he can gash you when he needs to.
For my money,
yeah.
I hope he does well. I'm not buying that, though.
Okay.
I don't like that for my money.
All right, but he does have extreme clutch intangibles.
No, of course he has a clutch. He did well at Alabama. There's no question about it.
Late in this game, after most quarterbacks would be dizzy, like Daniel Jones got dizzy against Dallas, Zach Wilson just got dizzy. He was seeing stars in his eyes because he's seeing 11 everywhere. All of a sudden, this kid locked down, and after the 26-yard run, they got a field goal. And all of a sudden, you're looking at the score saying, well, this is interesting. And then, albeit against a prevent, I'm with you. I never understand a prevent defense. I've seen so many games
do that.
Well, because it sounds good on the offensive side. It's like, why don't they just play like regular until you get bombed for a touchdown and you just take a goal out and stand up and toss it?
But if I'm going to catch everything in front of you, you just going to die slow. Then I'm going to get to the 5-yard line.
It's a 2-minute drive. We just got to run the time down. So we can die a slow death. If you toss one go route, because you're saying all this right now, and then in a 2-minute drive, you see a dude get bombed for a 7-yard go route. You go, why were you pressing him in the first place?
But that 2-minute situation, though, Sherman, I can run an 18-yard dig, boom. Now we here. I can run an 18-yard comeback, boom. Now I can run a check down, boom. Before you know it, I'm at the 10-yard line.
Right, but in those plays, you've run 4 plays. You can do that all in one play. If I just run a normal defense, normal coverage.
Let's finish off the last drive. Again, prevent or not, clutch intangibles. He's saying, I'm starting to figure this out. My point is, he showed you some guts late in the game because he started to figure them out. Whether they were
I don't know that he started to figure them out, Skip. I know that the defense allowed him to do that. I know what I just saw on there with the corner not carrying the corner route, and they brought the back into the flat. You supposed to play high to low. Are you not, Richard?
You're
supposed to play high to low.
Okay.
If that defender does his job, that's probably an interception, but I'm going to leave that alone.
Okay, but that Mingo kid, I watched him some at Ole Miss, and he never caught my eye. And so it scares me. If I don't see you leap off my screen in college football, are you really that dude for this guy? Because I don't see anybody who can separate except occasionally Thielen like for
They got to get him some help. There's no question about it. I just don't know that he is going to survive until the help gets there.
He's survived the SEC. He'll survive the NFL.
Oh, Skip, the SEC, messy me.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.